Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another reaction to Overlord. It is Season 3, Episode 12. It is the culmination, it is the big fight we have waited for, so as always, if you want to see the reaction itself, go down into my descriptions, follow the links, replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots, and enjoy my full reaction. Once you've done, feel free to come back here and hear me out with my thoughts about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that have come back, welcome back. Now, well, that went more or neither as expected. I mean, I would have really liked to say that everyone survived and we had a nice party and, you know, they just ate a little bit bread and toast together and all was fine. But nope. I would have even liked to say that there was like a real fight going on and just one side was a bit bigger, you know. But no, that didn't happen. This was, as the episode is named, a massacre. It was a slaughterhouse. It was completely one-sided. And by the one side, I mean Ainz himself. The Empire didn't have to even move a finger there at all. So that was a tough one, no question. But I wrote down some stuff. There's some things are interesting in here. So let's talk about those. They started off when the first cast was done, when Ainz started casting this giant spell. On the other side, they said, no, the Emperor before said something about evil deities in the past and about 13 legendary heroes. So I think it might be those were players in the past. Why not? We know that even on Yggdrasil, Ainz with his level is OP. He is on top level. If other players would have been transported, it might be they were not top level, or at least not as good equipped. We do not know that. So maybe those evil deities in the past and the legendary heroes were players. I guess so. The armies, when they appeared, are completely imbalanced. So we have 60k on one side and 240k on the other. Although we have to remember here, and I remembered that the 60,000 on the side of the Empire are professional soldiers and better equipped and trained than those 240,000 on the rear size kingdom side. However, 4-1, even better equipped and everything, it is very likely the kingdom would have won that. And they see it the same way. They even thought about advancing and then trying to attack the Empire. Well, all that changed when Ainz appeared. Just alone his guards, I think like 10 Death Knights he brought with him, possibly would have been able to slaughter quite a good amount of the kingdom's army. I think so. I don't think they would have gotten them all, but they would have done a lot of damage. But instead he casted a spell. And that's interesting. So he decided to cast a spell that targets super tier level casters. Which means he has a spell in his repertoire which checks the people standing around and looks who is the highest level of you and targets this person. Nice. And even gives the feedback to the caster, in this case to Lord Ainz, if there's someone. And he realized there's no one. So that was the spell we've seen. So I guess it's possibly a super tier level spell as well. So designed for that. No one is there, and so he said, well, then I don't have to hide anymore. I mean, let's be honest, you don't hide when you cast a spell like that. And he summoned something else. He used an item for that he broke. So it might be it is an item that did this spell, or it might be that he did cast a spell and this item is used to cast the spell he is needed. Both options there. However, that was horrific. So he killed instantly 70,000 people with one spell or effect. And it didn't end there. By doing so, he summoned, with the life essence he used there, I guess, he summoned those baby goats, which is a weird thing. I guess kind of demonic, I would say. And they trampled down more than the rest of the army. So, I'm not sure how many died there, but I'm pretty sure it's quite a lot as well. It was a dark fertility, it was called, to, I think it was Ship Niggeroth or something like that. So he even explained it later, it's a dark god that he referred to, and he offers those souls, this life essence, and the dark god then sends the baby gods as thank you gift, you know? And they work for him here. I don't like the goats. Honestly, they're horrific, and it's this weird mix of tentacles put in jar, I think it is, and huge maws, but the goat thing is just weird. I mean, I'm pretty sure the people didn't think about it. They were just horrified and ran for their lives. But I would have liked more something like, I don't know, a shadow dragon or a hydra or something huge and colossal, abnormal, demonic, doesn't matter, you know, or like a huge undead thing, or just if the 70,000 would have stood up as undead soldiers and attacked, would have been nice as well. The goats are just, what the heck? But that's a spell. There were multiple moments of heroism, in my opinion. There was the ex-adventurers who turned around their horses trying to save Marquis Raven. I hope he survived. I hope he escaped, but I'm not sure if he did. Mainly because they build him up to be a loving father, so that's why. But I found it very heroic that those ex-adventurers turned, and they knew they had no chance. I mean, they've seen what happened. I'm pretty sure they knew they had no chance, but on the other hand, they couldn't have escaped either. So it's like we go down fighting. They didn't even show it. It's just, you know, over. Same goes for the king, who wanted to stay, but he was kind of talked by his people to leave. It is a thing we've seen in the past when there was this fight in the city against the demons in one of the cities of the kingdoms, that the king himself appeared with his loyal guards. So he is a king for the people, and I really like that. And that's the thing I'm really sad about all the time, and I mentioned it in the past very often. The fact that Lord Ainz is so completely focused on the goods for his guild, for Nazarick, that he does not care about the others anymore. If you're a friend with him, then he will spare you. But if you are, if you're not, if he doesn't know you, it doesn't matter what good of a person you are, because that's unimportant to him. It's just are you helpful for Nazarick? And it seems right now, in his opinion, the kingdom is not. Because he right now slaughtered a lot of people, and the kingdom will suffer due to it. Just ignoring the weeping and the fact that people died, and all the families that are left without brothers and fathers and everything. We had this talk already, that the harvest will not be able to be gotten in. There are a lot of workers who just died there, so there will possibly be hunger. There are a lot of children growing up without parents, which causes other problems in the future, and so on and so forth. So that's tragic and massive. And not talking about that by this hit, it's very likely that other kingdoms might in the future consider attacking the real-sized kingdom because they are weakened now. So they may have problems with bandits and everything. So there's a lot going on further on in the future due to this. However, the king finally was willing to leave, being carried on the shoulders of his people, very fittingly. And it was our three heroes who stood up and said, additionally to some troops, that they will buy them time which is heroic again, because just by saying that, we will buy the time. They know they are not making it back. It is a clear, we will not win this. And you could see it when Gazov Stronov attacked the leg of one of those creatures, that he has no effect at all. They have no weaknesses, he has no effect with his sword that cuts through armor, and it just bounced. No chance. So this is a lost call, and right now what he is doing is buying time for his king. And I think the duel is the same thing. He buys time. He tries to give his king a chance to escape as far as possible in the hope that somehow, miraculously, something will stop the evil goats or Lord Ainz. I don't think there is something, but I can see his point. We had Klein being promised a title, so that maybe in the future he's able to marry Princess Renna. That's a nice one. Which brings me to the list of 4 before I go into the last part of the episode. So there are 4 persons who are about to be spared. And Mara is told to watch out what's going on. So she is still there guarding the area in case someone is trying to interfere. But the list of 4 that Lord Ainz mentioned, there's the question. Who are those 4? It's clearly Gazov Stronov, the royal head warrior. You could see it by the fact that the goat evaded him. And it did punch back one time. And he was nearly done due to that. But it did not kill him. So he's one on the list. I guess it is Klein because Princess Renna is important to the Tomb of Nazarick, as it seems. So, and Klein is her personal play toy, as we know. I hope, I kind of hope that our number 3 in the guys is it as well, the ex-bandit. Although I'm not sure, but he may be. I mean, the Tomb of Nazarick knows him as example due to Shaltir. So maybe it's him, it's number 3. And the question is who's number 4? I think there are only 2 options here. One option is the king itself. And the other one is Maki Raven. Whysoever. Because those are the only other persons who are shown as being important right now. Maki Raven, I don't know. Maybe he appeared somewhere on a list or they realized he's important for the kingdom. I would more guess it is a king on the one hand. That if he subdues, if he agrees to join or to be a subordinate, they have the kingdom, you know. But then, if they would kill the king, it would be easier for them to get Princess Renna higher, which they seem to want. So I'm not sure who it is. We will see. Which brings me to the last scene. So, Lord Ainz appears and they are so kind to each other, you know. They're really like professionals there. Greets Stronov, who greets back and puts in the point of "You're undead, man." And what do you want? That's it. An easy thing, you know. You just thought that your whole army is destroyed. You know you cannot stop anything. And the leader of the enemy army, who you know by chance, gets down from his evil horse of mass destruction and says, "Hi." So it's clear he wants to talk to you. So there's only one question. What do you want? And you know there's a chance in... You will not win in a fight at all. And he is talking. So this is your chance to, however, turn the tides. And that's what Gazov is trying. So he's asking, what do you want, Lord Ainz? What is it? And Lord Ainz asked him to be his subordinate. I mean, that's a praise, no question there. Because we know what that means. If Lord Ainz says, you are worthy to be my subordinate, that is already a praise of a very high level. And he even puts in, or everyone, or I will let the goats roam free again, and that means everyone else dies. Even possibly the king, which is not sure. I mean, we are hoping he escapes here. I see the point that he tries to pressure him in. But I ask myself if it is a real meant pressure towards join me or they die. Because if someone would subdue here, he would be in your service, but not out of loyalty. He would be in your service because you forced him to. It's very unlikely that he would ever be able to do something against you because he's not strong enough. But he's not loyal. What you want is loyal subordinates. You want those who really work for you, who really care for you, who will do it because they want to and not because they have to. As he has right now. Lord Ainz has all his subordinates right now, maybe except for the Naga, following him because they believe in him and they want to be his servants and want to work together with him. So I'm a bit surprised here. Gazev denies, which on first hand is surprising, because you would say, as Lord Ainz said, you would think he will try to save the people, as many lives as possible. But then, this is about loyalty again. He states this, he says, I am loyal to my king. I will not bow before you. I cannot. I am loyal. I pledged my loyalty to my king. And this is a point, in my opinion, Gazev grows by doing so. He, yes, he has a lot on his soul there by all those people that will die, but he has proven that he is one that will be loyal always if he pledges his loyalty freely. So the question here is now, how important is he to Lord Ainz? Is Lord Ainz seeing this and understanding, if I can get this loyalty, he will never betray me, because that is one of his big fears, that someone in the end will betray him, that he has to stand against his own people, against the Tomb of Nazarick. So seeing this loyalty from Gazev Stronov, in my opinion, should give him the point of, I want that loyalty. I want him. Now more than ever. So that's what I would want. Question is Lord Ainz thinking the same way? Or is he like, well, he's not important enough, he's just, level 30, so whatever. Let's throw him away. Might be. I have no clue. However, this thought that was there, this option, this moment, kind of ended because Gazev Stronov then challenged Lord Ainz for a fight. So, which is, on the first view, completely stupid. I mean, he's not having any chance, and even he should be aware of that. That's one. Number two is, it's brilliant on the other side, because Lord Ainz said that he will send the goats if Gazev denies his request, and by challenging him now, there's a good chance that Lord Ainz will not do it. He will, sending off the goats. He will instead wait with that until he won the fight, which gives more time to the king to escape and the troops to escape. And it's all for the cost of the life of Gazev Stronov, which is very likely to end there. So he found the king's way in the middle. He stays loyal to his king until he dies, which will very likely be very soon. And he buys as much time as possible to his king on the one hand and every soldier which he just denied to save. So it is clever. The thing here is, and I guess that's what we're heading for next episode, how will he fight? If this is his goal, he will try just to stay alive as long as possible. Just evade, block, don't get killed, buy time as much as you can. So I think this is where we're going for. I think Lord Ainz will agree, but I think it will be more like a funny thing for him, unless Gazev Stronov is stating something against the Tomb of Nazarick, as we know that's a bad move to do. And I see the option that maybe he says, like, I will do the challenge even bigger and challenge, I will fight all the three of you at the same time. Maybe even that is going. Or he will summon something that Gazev can fight against instead. Multiple options here. Next time, however, is possibly this fight. I would like to see a talk, a real talk man to man between Lord Ainz and the king. because I think when Lord Ainz, when Momon sees people firsthand and talks to them, then they reach his level, then they reach his vision. He becomes aware of them, and I think the king could, just by the good nature that he is, get to him, and they could find a solution, in the meaning of that the kingdom is not destroyed and everyone is killed. But that would mean that they will have to talk. We will see. We will see. However, the idea of the Emperor Nyx was that Lord Ainz uses his most powerful spell and kills maybe 3,000 people. Well, close. So that the other kingdoms, theocracy, the council states and so on, realize that he's a danger and join forces with each other to stop him. Now, I mean, there will be people who escape. He killed 70,000 with one spell and summoned 5 beasts that killed more than the rest of them and is completely unstoppable. I am not sure what the reaction will be. Yes, maybe there will be a let's join forces, but maybe the complete opposite will happen. It might very well be that some, at least minor states, will be like, there's no chance in hell we can stand against that, and will send envoys, whatever, and will say, hey, peace, let's say we bow, here you get some money, leave us alone. Might be an option. Interesting episode. Hard episode. There was this question asked by one of the soldiers from the Empire as well. This is not a fight. What are we fighting with, you know? We are on the wrong side. The moment when you realize as a human being, as a soldier in an army, doesn't have to be something like an undead. When you're in an army and something is happening and those in control of the army do things, order things where you realize, I am on the wrong side. Yes, I'm standing here for my country or whatever, but I realize I'm on the wrong side. That's a harsh thing to realize, to say what's going on, what we are doing here is wrong. How do you state that? How do you stop those in command, and in this case here in power? Here, no chance. They don't have a chance. It's, you know, if one of them would have said anything against him, he would possibly have been killed. But they realize we are in a pact with the devil, which is more neither true, because the devil works for Lord Ainz right now. So what now? And as Marquis Raven put it so very clearly, the realms of man, the world of man, is about to end if they do not find any solution to it. And we, you and me, we are watching it from the side of those who are ending the world of man. And some of you may even be cheering it on. So that's a harsh thing. Let's see next episode what will happen in this little fight we are waiting for. And until then, feel free to comment, like and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.